not because of who I am, but because of what you've done. Not because of what I've done, but because of who you are. I am flower quickly fading, you're today and gone tomorrow. A wave tossed in the ocean, a vapor in the wind. Still you hear me when I'm calling. Lord, you catch me when I'm falling. And you told me who I am. I am yours.
Matthew chapter 24 verse 36. No one knows about the day or hour, not the angels in the heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father.
So we the middle school boys are going to perform a dance on Kisbe and thank God to show mercy on us.
His grace is all we need. We stand by His grace. His grace, His grace, His grace is all we need.
போராட்டங்கள் முடியல, பாடுகளோ தீரல, ஆனாலும் இருக்கிறனே. இன்னும் நாள் இல்லை, இன்னும் தோற்று போகல, ஆனாலும் வாழ்கிறனே. போராட்டங்கள் முடியல, பாடுகளோ தீரல, ஆனாலும் இருக்கிறனே. டேலண்ட் எல்லாம் ஒண்ணு இல்ல பிரதர். 1 2 3 4 கிருபா 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 எல்லாம் கிருபா 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 கிருபா. நான் இல்ல, என் பலன் இல்ல, என் தாளந்து இல்ல, எல்லாம் கிருபா. நான் இல்ல, என் பலன் இல்ல, என் தாளந்து இல்ல, எல்லாம் கிருபா. கிருபா 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 எல்லாம் கிருபா 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 கிருபா. படிக்கல, உயரல, பட்டதாரி ஆகல, ஆனாலும் வாழ்கிறனே. இருக்கிறேன், நிர்மூலமாகாமலே இருக்கிறேன், ஆனாலும் நிற்கிறனே. படிக்கல, உயரல, பட்டதாரி ஆகல, ஆனாலும் வாழ்கிறனே. நிற்கிறேன், நிர்மூலமாகாமலே இருக்கிறேன், ஆனாலும் நிற்கிறனே. கிருபா 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 எல்லாம் கிருபா 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 கிருபா. நான் இல்ல, என் பலன் இல்ல, என் தாளந்து இல்ல, எல்லாம் கிருபா. நான் இல்ல, என் பலன் இல்ல, என் தாளந்து இல்ல, எல்லாம் கிருபா. கிருபா 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 எல்லாம் கிருபா 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 எல்லாம் கிருபா 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 கிருபா. அற்புதங்கள் நடக்குது, அதிசயங்கள் நடக்குது, வியாதியெல்லாம் மாறினது. பாவமெல்லாம் மறைந்தது, சாபமெல்லாம் உடைந்தது, பரிசுத்தமாய் மாறினது. அற்புதங்கள் நடக்குது, அதிசயங்கள் நடக்குது, வியாதியெல்லாம் மாறினது. கிருபை 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 எல்லாம் கிருபை 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 நான் இல்ல என் பலன் இல்ல என் தாளந்து இல்ல எல்லாம் கிருபை நான் இல்ல என் பலன் இல்ல என் தாளந்து இல்ல எல்லாம் கிருபை 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 எல்லாம் கிருபை 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 எல்லாம் கிருபை 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 கிருபை.
Our chief guest, Reverend Dr. Vincent Rajkumar, Director, Christian Institute for the Study of Religion and Society, to address the gathering.
Respected Principal, Mrs. Eliamma, Mr. Matthew Oman, the Secretary of the Board of Management, Mr. Nainan, the Director, the farmer staff who played a foundation role to this institution, and proud parents. I know that I am standing in between. You are going to see your children are graduating, and the beautiful talents our children have shown this morning. So I am at very difficult situations because in many gatherings we can speak in the graduation address. That whom that I should speak to. Graduating students are not in a position to hear what I am going to say. But I want to speak to the graduating parents so that we can have some kind of an understanding in our own growth and the maturity of our children. If we can look at the talents which was given and shown by our children, of course, the teachers and the principal taught them how to do it. But there are something which is inborn in them. Something which is inborn, quality in them. So the first thing that we have to identify with our children, such talents, what they have. I have my granddaughter about 4 years old. A couple of days ago, she came from the school. Recently, the school closes at 11:30. Unfortunately, I have to look after there for about 2-3 hours. Every morning, she comes back at 11:30. She comes with some kind of a thing. She comes. My office is in the same floor, and she comes to me. Give me some white paper, give me some scissors, give me some glue, some imagination, and she creates something which I have not imagined that way. One day she has want to make a small comic figure. What she has done was taken a white paper, make it round like this, and they asked me to glue it with brown papers and the nose that she fixed. A dark color paper with the ink, she made a eye. A red color paper painted with red ink as lips. And I found a beautiful picture out of a 4-year-old girl, which I am not able to imagine in my life. Then I asked her with a curiosity, you are coming every day with some kind of a thing. How you know about it? One thing she said, I have learnt it from TV cut and paste some program. And second thing is shocking for me. She said, sometime I use my brain also. She said, I have seen in the TV and said, I have used my brain also. So sometimes, most of the time, we think we as parents only must teach the children. Please remember, our children comes to this world with their own inborn qualities which given by God with the divine providence, and they are possessed with many gifts which you and I may not look at it in our busy schedule. The first thing that what I would like to tell you is to encourage our children. There are three He's that I want to tell you. The first thing is to encourage. Encourage our children and don't stop them at any point of time. Don't say that this is not good. Earlier times we were learnt in that level. We should not go to the playground. We should not talk to that people. We should not. We have trained in that level. But remember that today our children are widened enough their own ideas. So encourage your children to unearth what the children have with the divine purposes and make them to grow in that openness. Many a times when we were growing, even to me, my father used to say, don't talk to that boy which is next door. I have been taught like that because he might have done something wrong someday. But don't control our children because they come with the freedom, come with the open mind, and come with some kind of a potentialities. The first and the foremost thing that the parents must do is to encourage the children to use their talents and gift what they have. It may be dirty, our place. My place is full of evening, if you can look at it, full of papers. Everywhere there is paper in my front room. But it looks untidy. But in that process, what has happened is, there is one child is grown with her potentiality, with her growth, with using our own brain and knowledge at the younger age. But don't make them as young adult in the childhood. Most of our children will not find any childhood days nowadays. Because we make them at the age of 4 years also to score under marks. Without that, less than 100 marks is very difficult for us to understand. Please don't do that. They have their own potentiality to grow. Because if you are making them to make them to know what you are designing their lives, they will only design according to your expectation, not with their talents and gifts. So what I would suggest is encourage them with space, freedom. And if they child wants something, try to do that and be with them. Very unfortunately, we don't have time. Either our children will be with the helper, either our children will be in the tuitions, either our children will be in the daycare centers with their mercy sometimes. But there is no parental participation in their own growth and maturity. My sincere request to the parents is please encourage them and spend a quality of your time in order to unearth the inner qualities, inner gifts, the inner talents, what God has given to them. The second E that I want to tell you is to educate them. Education not necessarily happens in the school. Sometimes, most of the time, we understand education is a book education. We make the children to mug up. Maybe the children of the older age will know. Because when they look at the board examination, they will keep on studying. Nowadays, the parents are, if they are allowed to write 10th standard exam, they will score 100 marks. Nowadays, our parents are like that because they are studying more than the children in order to make the children to understand. But in the process, the education happens in your home. Education happens in your home. How that education? It is not teaching. It is not teaching. The children are watching you, your movements, your ways of action. Remember that when the children are coming back to the school, they teach the other benches, taking the sticks, writing in the board. That's where most of our walls will be written by our children, scribbling all the walls. Why? They have seen the teacher writing on the board. So by that they understood writing and teaching is some kind of a leadership qualities indirectly, unknowingly, they are participating in the leadership qualities. So in that level, education happens, it is continued from the school. But when they come to your home, of course, it makes our place very untidy. We restrict them. Sometimes, our actions, husband and wives talking, you are fighting, your words that you use, these are all the educational process for our children. Be careful. When you are talking with husband and wife, talking in your house, when you are not, I used to say, children grown in divine qualities, only the parents are teaching them how to fight, how to say lies, how to behave differently. These are all we are not teaching them, oh, go and tell lies. We are not teaching them. But in our actions, the children are educated in that level. See, be careful. It is not only that you are mending your children or mindful of your children, but also your way of actions, your way of speak, the way that you move around, it's important. Sometimes when you are talking about the neighbor's house, a 4 or 5 years will go and tell the neighbor's house, this is what our parents were talking. Without knowing, they will speak. Last time when I was speaking them, I am talking about this telephone ringing bell. See, sometimes when you are sleeping, somebody calls you in the mobile or the landline. Normally the parents will tell, go, Papa, come. Go and tell that uncle that our Papa is not here. How many of you have done this? Many of you have done that. I have done that. Go and tell Papa is not here. The child faithfully runs because he wants to take the phone, hold the phone and says, Papa is not here. Very joyfully, she keeps the phone and come back to father and says, the father slaps her. Friends, remember, that's the first time that you are helping your child to say lies. And also the first time that you are making the child to play a double standard in her life. One on the phone, one on the reality. But she will not forget this aspect till the end of her life. So be careful. Education happens in your actions, in your behavior, in your talk, in your own ways of life, in your home. So be careful. That is more educative than the educational process happens in the school. The third one, E, is emulate. How many of you know that your child is God's gift? How many of you believe that your child is God's gift? 100% everybody will believe. Since you are received this child as a God's gift, it is your turn to make that gift as God's gift too. The child is a gift of God to you, and in your process of making the child grow as a gift to God, you have received this gift from God, and you are making that child as a gift to God in the ways of life. So that is the role of a parent. That is the role of our teachers. We believe that the children are God's gift to us in our ways of life in your home, in the way that we are teaching in the school. We are making them as a gift to God, so that through their work, through their values, through their life in future, they will be a source of blessing to many, many people. So for that, what is important is the values. Nowadays, the values are very, very minimal. They know ABCD. You can even start from Z to A, they will tell at the age of 4. They will know mathematics. They will know all the things. But they will not have the values of love, compassion, and mercy. A skit which was shown, and a small boy taught a lesson to us. Who is my neighbor? Those who are oppressed, that is what he said. I don't know whether he understood oppressed. Those who are exploited, those who are need our help. You know what happens is when you are eating in a home, when we are eating in a home, somebody says, Amma, somebody is asking for food in our house, doorsteps. Normally what we will say, Illappa, ivagla ಊಟ ಆಯ್ತು. Just we ate. See the next house. Child is eating. We are all eating. One voice comes. We tell them no food. Friends, remember, the child will tell the same thing till the end. She will not share her food. The child will not share her food. Child will not share the chocolates. Child will not share the pencil. The child will not take anything which is nicely. So what we need to is that to emulate God's values, the values of compassion, values of mercy, teach them. If they see the poor, ask them to be very careful, mindful, show them a little bit of kindness. That will make them to grow in a much more knowledgeable people. You may get children who are scoring 100 out of 100 marks. If their life is not value-based, what does that mean? Nothing. Nothing. So, from the beginning of this tiny thoughts, let us give them a new values. Emulate God's values which comes with love, compassion and mercy. 3 E's I said. Encourage your children in all walks of life. Don't condemn them because they are very small. They will teach you much greater lesson to us. And they will give you much more knowledge to us. The second thing, educate the children in a proper manner so that your walks of life, your ways of discussion, your home ways of conversation is also an educating process. Be mindful of that level. Third, an important one is help them to emulate God's values of mercy and compassion. Be sure your children will be a greater blessing to many people. That is what you and I are look forward. My prayer with you this morning is that let all our children are God's gift to us, and let us make the child as a gift to God. God bless you.
Now we come to a very important part of our program where our little graduates will enter while the choir sings every praise.
Check, check. Check, check.
Every word of worship with one accord. Every praise is to our God. Sing hallelujah, it's to our God. Glory, hallelujah, it's to our God.
Sahitya from UKG, sharing on behalf of UKG her talk.
Gathered dear, my name is Sahitya. Gathered dear, my name is Sahitya. It's indeed a great pleasure to stand before you all on behalf of my fellow friends and to share some of the precious moments we had during the past 3 years in the kindergarten. I joined the pre-KG as a tiny tot of 3 years, not knowing to hold even a chalk piece or how to move about. But I thank God for giving me a loving and caring teacher like Charlotte ma'am, a nurturing teacher like Shilpa ma'am, and an affectionate teacher like Shanta ma'am that played a major role to mold us and to attain self-confidence. I thank Mrs. Nirmala ma'am for sparing time with us. A special thanks to Babu sir for being an encouraging personality for all of us. I am proud to say that I have learned many things from John Toller's home. Here are my friends to share their memories.
Thank you, Sahitya. Now the toddlers will present.
First of all, I love phonics.
I learned to communicate in English.
I learned the art of writing.
I learned to be creative.
I learned many rhymes and stories. I learned the art of acting. I learned the art of dancing. I learned many Bible verses. I learned many Bible songs too. I would never forget the love and care that was rendered to us. My hearty thanks to our principal, parents, and all who supported us. We will treasure all you have taught us and take up a new challenge and hope to make the best of it. Thank you all for being with us.
Will present a song of worship.